What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest Live Show. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much last week since I took a week off trying to get ready for the exciting couple weeks we have going on here. And I hope you guys are enjoying the weather. I know here today was 76 degrees. I was like, man, what is going on here? But they're calling for a snowstorm next week, so we're ready to go. So, it's that time of the year here in Maryland when the back of your vehicle is just loaded with clothes because you don't know what the weather's going to be like. So I got a couple tools I want to bring on real quick and run through them pretty quickly. And one tool I got to use today for the first time, I posted it on my Instagram. It was a really smashed quarter on a brand new 2021 Nissan. The quarter was way beyond paintless, but they wanted to get a quarter, and the quarter's back ordered until August. So they were like, we need to figure something out, and we don't want to load it with heat and trying to pull it. So what can you do? And I was like, oh man, this thing's terrible. Those things right there. Okay. There's no way I could have done what I did with this quarter without those bags. And what I did was, it's got that big opening. The whole car was torn apart. It's got the big opening in the quarter. And what I did was I took one bag, slid it down inside the quarter completely thin, almost all the way to the bottom of the quarter where the molding clipped on. Then I took another bag, stuck it inside, and inflated that bag first. So it put tension on that second bag. Then I added air to the bag that was tight up against the quarter. Let me tell you how much of that damage it pulled out just inflating that bag. Shane and I were sitting there. I was knocking some crown, and I was just watching that panel just walk the body line out. And I'm like, what in the hell? I can't believe this is happening. It's unbelievable. So if you guys do big damage, let me just tell you, if you don't have them, you are really missing out, because today blew me away. I was like, oh, I think I'll use them here and there, but I am blown away. So if you don't have those, check them out. And I've talked about this in other shows, but this thing is freaking awesome. I'm really enjoying the inline part of it. This pick right here from Anson has been my go-to. We did a roof today. I usually use my Carbon Tech, but they only dropped. The headliner was only a little bit dropped. This was much thinner to get inside that headliner. And it is. I love it. I love it. The other thing that I picked up that doesn't really work with that handle is a short door lord. And I didn't have anything this short. I usually had something about 14 inches, 15 inches long. And I wanted something smaller with a bigger kick. And I've been enjoying it. It works really well above the handle. I've been really kind of getting into this hub system lately. But check it out. Anson has it. Now, one tool that I did miss out on last year at MTE, and I was like, man, I had one in my hand, and I was like, man, I wish I would have bought this thing. So I reached out to him, and he's like, next time I make some more, I'll let you know. So I ended up getting the new Cars Formers hammer. Okay, and it's not the Damascus, but it's stainless. I really like it. I really like the balance of it. Some of the guys with the Damascus ones said it was a little too heavy, a little too much hit. But the more I've been using it, the better I've gotten with it. What I think I really like is the pure craftsmanship of the wood handle is what I like. It comes in this little bag, which is nice, little leather Cars Former, tag on it. But this thing is really, really nice. I'm glad he came out with some more, and the craftsmanship in the handle is just unbelievable. I mean, it's fantastic. So I don't know when he's going to get any more. That's it. I want to get into the show. These guys got a lot of information we want to get out there. Let's get this thing rocking. Let's get these boys on. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Don?
Hey, guys.
So, how are you guys doing today?
Awesome.
Doing really
So
well.
when you you started the podcast, you said, I want to introduce you guys to a couple tools. I thought that was our intro. I was like, wow, that was rough.
That was actually a good idea. That was a pretty
Accurate,
good idea.
But rough.
I gotta say, before we get started, Ryan, those body bags are amazing. He sent them to me a couple years ago, and we just think the world of them, and they're so awesome. So I'm so glad they're getting the recognition and the shout outs that they deserve, because they are game changers. And I hate when people say game changers, but it's amazing how you can put pressure on different things and release pressure. And being a hammer guy, I'm glad you mentioned those tonight. I was going to mention it earlier when I saw them up there. So
I'll be honest with you. I knew they worked. I was a true believer in they worked. But today I was just blown away, man. We literally just sat there and I was just kind of tapping the crown and we're just inflating, and Shane's like, I can't believe this. And I'm like, me neither. This was the perfect car to do it. Cause if we do something that's wrong, if we blew the quarter out or whatever, but you know what else it did for me was when I inflated them, when I was glue pulling on that quarter, it really kept it tight. You know what I mean? I could feel when I was pulling, because I was using the Kiwi, because I was just slaying away some glue on this thing. And it felt like, when you pull, sometimes you feel it go back really quick.
Sure.
And just keeping it tight. So
nice.
They're awesome. They won my vote 100%. Totally worth the money.
Agreed.
So let's get into this event. I know we've got a lot to go over. And there's a lot of questions. It seems like a lot of guys still aren't sure exactly what it is. It's still there's a lot. You guys kind of hit the industry. And one thing I want to say, I want to get this out real quick. I knew you guys were working on this event way before MTE got canceled. So I know a lot of guys were like, man, they're doing it right after MTE got canceled. I'm like, dude, Dave and I and Don talked about this way before MTE got canceled.
Probably at the last MTE.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's been almost 2 years working.
And, you guys hit the market hard. As soon as it opened up, put a lot of information out there. But I still think there's some guys that still kind of not sure, 100% sure of what it is and what it's gonna be. So it's been nice to see that you guys have been out trying to get the information out and explain. So let's get into the down and dirty of it. And at the price point right now, because I think the price is increasing next week.
Yeah.
Wednesday
on the 17th.
At $35.
So,
I mean,
my big struggle is if I'm talking to somebody one-to-one, I explain it and it's casual and it's easy to do. When we're doing like marketing stuff and sending stuff out, like it gets so much thought. And there's that, there's a quote, you can't read the label from inside the jar. And Don and I are inside the jar. We've built this thing from thought to where it is now and everything. And it's just, we're so close to it that it's really tough. But basically, like if I'm just talking to you, Ryan, I'd say go grab a ticket. It's only $35 right now. You're going to, if you log on and watch one, we call them Dream Talks. It's a 15-minute presentation. If you watch one of those, you're going to get 100 times your money back. Okay. We had a big Zoom call today for over an hour with about 10 of the speakers, about half of the speakers, and just working on their topics and kicking around and beating up some ideas. And I was taking notes. I've been doing this 20 years and I learned stuff that I never knew that. And what a Dream Talk, it's based around a golden nugget, something that you can go home and implement the next day and make more money. It's one of those things I like to say, if you know it, you're making more money. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Okay. Just simple little paradigm shifts or something to do a little bit differently than you've been doing it, that it's like one of those aha moments.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Dream Talks are based on. But that's, sorry, I went too deep there, so it's going to be Dream Talks. There's going to be tons of exhibitors. So just like any live trade show where you're in person, an exhibitor has a booth and they've got their banner up behind them and all that. same thing, but it's going to be online. Okay. We've got Anson's going to be there, Glexo, Mobile Tech RX, Dent Reaper, Excalibur, A1, Pro PDR, MTE is going to be there, and they're actually offering a great sponsorship deal that we'll explain in a bit. VIP is going to be there. Obviously, Edgy is going to be there and stuff. So we've got a good lineup of booths and everything. And there's a lot more people that have said yes. They just haven't, clicked the button yet or whatever.
They haven't paid you.
Yeah. So, and it's one of those things, like I learned that from tools. Everybody will say, yeah, I'm going to get that. But until they, add it to their card and check out, you don't know. So
anything involved with vehicles is last minute. So, I mean, we all know that.
And again, it's nobody knows what's going on because there's never been a virtual or an online trade show for our industry. So it's real confusing. But what I can tell you is on the tech side, super easy. When you're attending, you're going to get an email the morning of, and we have what's called a magic link built into there. So you'll just click on the link and you're in the show. You're not going to have to mess with passwords or anything unless you go directly to dentrepair.com. Then you'd have to put your login and password, your email and password in. But if you use that link from the email, it's specific to each attendee, and they can go right in and do it. And that's why, like, some guys have 4 or 5 guys on their team. They've got to buy, each one's got to buy individual tickets so that they get their own entrance and whatever. But then it's just like a regular trade show. You're going to be at a virtual lobby. You're going to see everything and where to go. Really easy to navigate and everything.
Now,
you'll see this
with the event.
Yeah.
Is it something that it's time related? So is it kind of like you need to be on at 7 o'clock, you need to be on at 10 o'clock to see this? Is it?
Yes.
Something?
So yes and no. Okay. So Saturday, April 17th is the show date. Okay. So you log on there and we're going to have all these things. Probably next week, we'll have the speaker itinerary with all their topics and everything online. So everybody can check out and see exactly what they're going to see. But so we'll have the speakers going for the bulk of the day. The trade show floor is only going to be 4 hours. We're pretty sure it's going to be 10 to 4 Central Time, and we'll adjust it. All of the stuff will be adjusted to your time zone, so you'll know what time to go in and whatever. You'll be able to go into some of the booths early, but the people won't be live yet. But they'll have videos going, and you might be able to see their promos and specials and whatever. But then when it's live, you'll be able to see each other and ask questions and all that. But you don't have to. You can, just like I can shut my camera off right now, they can do that too and still be a part of it. So if you're a fly on the wall kind of guy and want to be shy, you can be. Okay. If you want to be in the face and interacting, you can be that too.
So you're going to be able to, it's kind of like this, like I would be the booth and then you could be on the screen and look and speak and ask questions and they can show tools.
Yep. Yeah. And I can just grab something and here's a new tool that I'm working on. And, it's got some weight to it. It's got some bend, you'll be able to show and convey. It's not going to be as good as in person where you can pick the tool up and mess with it and whatever. But, that's not, it's going to be the next best thing. And most of the exhibitors are shooting special video now, preparing for it. So it's going to be great to see all this new marketing and everything coming up and, be able to see a lot more. And again, we're all going to have different specials and everything. A lot of people will be offering free shipping.
How did the whole idea come about?
Concept called friction. So there's a lot of, it's tough for the industry to kind of come together, if you will. In-person trade shows are awesome. And I love them more than anybody else, I think. But you've got to take time away from work. You got to have hotels, plane fare, all that stuff. And if you're a one-man army, your business is shut down while you're gone and everything. And so it's a way of eliminating all that. Everybody can watch it from home wherever they are in the world. So again, frictionless. There's no reason not to go. Like if you're not going, you either hate me and Don or you hate your own business. Like I say, the return on investment's going to be thousands. Like it shouldn't even be a concern.
We're really just
and then
back. So
And then after the show hours are closed, there's going to be a lot of other things. There's going to be some speed networking. So if you want to meet a lot of guys, you're going to be able to do that, almost like speed dating would be or whatever. But you'll be able to talk to different guys and just, get to meet more people and see old friends and all that. There's a lot of technology built into the platform that you can search for somebody. So Ryan, I could search for you and we could start our own little video chat or just a type chat and say, hey, let's go over to the Edgy booth next and stuff like that. Or let's pop out of here and go over to the virtual lounge and grab a drink. And of course you're each having a drink on your own screen, but you're drinking together.
Is there red wine in there?
No, not yet. That's my wife. She spills that stuff all over you.
Yeah.
And everything you own. So after the show, like I say, you're going to have virtual lounges. You're going to have the speed networking and all that kind of stuff. We're even going to have drinking games in the lounge. It's going to be a lot of fun and everything. And you know me, I mean, it's going to be a little silly, and interactive and all that. But then the beauty of it is that the show is all the dream talks, all the presentations are going to be recorded, and everybody's going to have access to those and the booze for the next 30 days after the show. So if you're busy that Saturday, you have a wedding or something or whatever's going on, it doesn't matter. Still get your ticket now while it's dirt cheap, and enjoy the show at your own time. And that way, instead of drinking from the fire hose and listening to all these speeches one after another, and you're like, oh my God, I learned so much, but I don't know what to apply. No, you can go back in, you can have your notepad and take notes and actually get all the gold nuggets out of there. Don't miss anything and apply it to your business and whatever. You can go back to the booths after and say, hey, you know what, I missed this or whatever, or, whatever. And again, the people won't be live in their booths anymore, but their videos will still be there and their links and everything else.
Is there discount? Obviously, some of the companies are going to give specials and discounts. They have to go to their websites, correct?
Yeah, no sales take place on our platform.
Okay.
So if you want an Edgy tool, there'll be links for you. So, and I'll be able to say, hey, and of course I don't have any Edgy tools in front of me to reach for, but I say, hey, I'm selling this. It's called the No Roll Knockdown. Here's a link in the chat, and you just click on the link, or you can go to there'll be different tabs, just like a website has tabs, where it'll have the live video, which would be like we are right now. You can go to the pre-recorded videos and see those. Then you can go to about the company, or maybe they'll have a bio and a little history and some photos and stuff like that. And then you'll have the links section, which will have links to their show specials as well as other products and whatever. So yeah, you'll leave, you'll go over to A1 or Anson, whatever booth you're in. You'll go to their website. You'll check out on the special pages they create for the show specials that are only accessible through the show links. Check out, and as soon as you close that window, that you're done checking out, you're back in the show window.
Now, with the speakers, are they going to be? There's a lot of questions that I guess when I started posting this earlier in the week, people reached out and sent me questions. And
nice.
Can people ask questions at the speakers? So when the speakers are talking,
So what's going to happen is they're going to basically be half hour increments. There's going to be a few minutes where everybody's getting in the room and whatever, finishing buying their tool, and then they jump in. So there might be some stragglers, just like there would be at a live event, people coming in late, whatever. So there's going to be basically the first 5 minutes is, hey, how's the show going? What'd you like? What'd you buy? Chit chat, whatever. Then the speaker is going to give their 15-minute presentation, and that will be, everybody will be muted. They'll be the only one on the screen. They're going to present to you. Okay. After that, it goes back to a gallery view where 16 screens can be on at once and hundreds can be in the room or whatever. And there's a chat on the side that people will be able to type questions in while the person's speaking. So as soon as they're done speaking, they can either go to the list of questions that people asked, or they can call on people and interact that way and stuff. So there'll be 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes of Q&A, and then the conversations will carry over. So for instance, after Don's speech, he's going to say, hey, I'll be over in the education booth talking about coaching, showing me over there, and stuff like that. There's also ways to set up one-on-one meetings. So if you want to carry it on after, Ryan, if I said something you liked, or you need to know a little more or whatever, you can say, hey, I want to set up a meeting with Dave, and it'll pop up a calendar of when I'm available for one-to-one meetings. And then we just schedule that, and then we just have a one one-to-one meeting where we're talking like this and nobody else can see or hear what we're talking
crazy
about.
how simple it really is. That sounds a little complicated, but it really isn't. It's
no,
just like
thank you for saying that. Yeah,
it's just like going to Facebook and there's little clicks and it's amazing. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But I think what's really important here, guys, and I think this is something we're not getting out, is that Dave and I would never take this on if we didn't both go back to school about a year and a half ago together. We joined this thing called Strategic Coach, and it's the world's largest training platform for business owners. And we have just absolutely enjoyed it. We both read about 60 books in the last year and a half. And without those, we would have never even thought this was even a possibility to take on such an undertaking. And of course, a few people don't realize, but I actually walked away. It's a full-time job for Dave and I walked away from Dentcraft at the first of the year. And I've been working on this every single day. And the things that we're going through and different things are all things that we came up with a few years back, a year and a half ago, when we started talking about this event. And we looked at this industry that we love and we kind of broke it down a little bit. And we thought, you know what? What's in this? We learned this in reading all these books, you guys, about business. Learning about business for me was kind of funny. I've been in business 32 years, and I'm actually the first time I picked up a book and learned about business for the first time. And they have some things in there and how to break it out and where do you want to see your industry be? What would help that industry? So this was just a crazy thing for Dave and I, looking at the events that we have and how there's only 3,000 here, 3,500 or 1,800 here. And we've got such an incredible business, but we also are industry that we're all in and we love so much. We just want to bring everybody up together. We could have easily, with these 20 guys coming and bringing gold nuggets at $10,000 a piece, these talks, to get them for $35. We were thinking, we could probably get $300 to $500 for a ticket. We decided, both of us, we don't even want to make a freaking dime on this deal. We want to bring up the industry. We feel bad about the vendors not being able to sell as many tools as they possibly could this year with all the missing things. And we all know, without the tools in our hands that these incredible vendors make, everybody thinks they make so much money. Well, in the all honesty, they really don't, right? I mean, talk about like Vince, I bring this up a few times now, and that pattern to make for his patent, that mold was 10 grand. It took him like 2-3 years to make his first dollar off that Magnetet mat. We just know the people that are in this industry, but without their tools, we wouldn't be where we're at, right? So we thought this would be a great platform to get it down to almost, really, really low for them to show their goods. But in reality, what Dave and I wanted to do is bring these 20 guys together to bring up the whole industry. There's such a disconnect on this guy's charging $50 and this guy's charging $80 and $100. And we just want to get some kind of uniformity across the board, whether it be, and we're going to talk about everything in these speeches, guys. There's going to be something for everyone. Someone's going to resonate here with 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 of these speakers and really be able to input that speech into their daily business and bring themselves up and bringing our whole industry up together. As corny as that sounds, we love our industry so much. We really want to elevate that for everyone. And until we're all on the same page, we just feel like, and a lot of people say it, like, come to my shop and your shop, probably, Ryan, now that you have a home base. And it's like, well, I got this guy said 50 and this guy said 60 and you're at 80 and you're at 150 for a dime size dent. This does not do anything for us. And until we all get into some kind of uniformity and unite and actually get everything kind of going well, especially with hail damage and some of these big repairs that we're getting into, we really need to demand the money that's deserved and really just kind of bring the whole industry up as a whole. And it just, we just are so passionate about it, but we wouldn't have this knowledge without these 60 books that we've dove into together and learned from each other. Dave called me a year and a half ago and said, hey, you want to join the Strategic Coach? And I'm like, well, what's that? And he goes, well, this guy named Dan Sullivan, he's like the largest business, coach in the world. And I'm like, okay. And we jumped in and we had no idea what we were doing. Right. We get there the first day and they're handing us 15 books that we got to read that quarter. And we're looking at each other like, are we back in college? What the hell did we just get involved in? And it expanded our brains like unbelievable, just to go back to school at this level, but we wouldn't have the knowledge to pull this off and really believe in ourselves to be able to do it, because we would have walked away from this a long time ago. Now that we feel it's so hard to pull off, and it's so amazing. I've got like 3,800 friends. Dave's got 5,000 friends. We've got all these friends, and no one's backing us. It seems like no one's buying tickets. It's like, let's go. We've got a lot of tickets now. Don't get me wrong, but as the ticket things come in every day, we're like, Dave and I are like, do you know this guy? This guy's from Italy. This guy's from, you know, people that we aren't even on our social media platforms. And it's like, this is so crazy how, you know, we've just got so much more to go, but we're so excited. We reached out to Fender Bender magazine. We're going to have a nice press release in there coming up. We're going to Out of Body News. We're going to all these different things that aren't involved in our immediate community to try to help our community and try to lift everybody up and just get on the same page. So we're just so ecstatic to bring it to everyone. And we just want everybody to back us up, you know, give back to your community that has given so much to you. So that's probably it.
That's kind of where it's all come. You know, for years, I've always heard the sky's falling, and the prices are going like this. And then things come around. Like I was just talking to Don, you know, Mobile Tech RX was the first pay raise and huge spike that I saw, you know, in the career and stuff. And so this is another thing that hopefully will be the big pay raise for us all, is if we can all get really knowledgeable and consistent and know how to do things at a higher level. Rising tides raise all ships. You know, it's going to, like,
a lot of it's education. It really is. I mean, a lot of guys just don't know. I was talking to Ray Sapnew months ago about this. I said, if we get smashed with hail here, there's stuff I still don't know. We don't get that much hail. You know what I mean? If you're not dealing with that on the weekly or the yearly, you just don't know. You know, I learned a lot just from, like, John Renstorm from when he worked for Mobile Tech RX. He's like, you're not charging for that? I was like, no, you don't know until you're informed.
Right. Until somebody tells you. So, and then once you know it, you know it. And that's the way a lot of these Dream Talks are going to be. Somebody just asked, what's the difference in the 3 tickets available? There's only 1 ticket. If you buy the ticket, you get everything. And right now it's $35. Next week it goes up to 70, and then if you wait till the show, it's 99. And again, when we were first talking, we were 300 to 500, you know, and even talking about higher, because I mean, it's you know, I mean, the speakers on here are just incredible. So, and there's going to be 20,000 postcards going out that educate people on who the speakers are and stuff like that, and we're building the landing pages and everything like that. So the more people know, and it's frustrating because we're not doing a good enough job fast enough to let everybody know about it, but I guarantee you everybody's going to want to be in the room, and I feel bad if people don't get in at the cheap rate or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. We're doing our best. I mean, if you look at us, Don and I are both dragging a bit. We both have bags under our eyes. Like, we're living, breathing, thinking this. Like, you know, I've got these little binders for my different companies. Here's my Edgy Tools one. Here's my Dream one. Like, I'm just, and half my stuff's not even in there. Like, we're doing this like 20 hours a day. It's just awesome. And, you know, and to go back to what Don said, when we joined Strategic Coach, and again, all this stuff was pre-COVID. It's nothing to do with that or anything like that. When we joined the Strategic Coach, I didn't have a team. I sublet everything, and I was the middleman on some stuff and whatever. And now everything that I do is in-house. I don't have anybody that's not on my payroll directly doing anything. And it's made all the difference on stuff. And so it's exciting watching all this unfold and everything. And it's, part of me is really frustrated that I can't just show you guys what the show looks like. But then part of me is like, no, this is perfect because it's going to be exciting and it's going to be new to them. All I can stress though is we realize that PDR guys, for the most part, are not tech savvy. Don't worry about it. Okay. You can go onto this thing from your phone. You can go on it from your iPad. You can go on it from your computer, and you're going to know exactly what to do. Like this, it's very, very expensive platform. It's the same one that TED Talks uses and the United Cancer Association uses. Like, it's playing the big leagues. Like, we didn't go cheap on this thing, you know, and all that. Like, it's it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be easy and fun. You're going to know exactly where you want to go. For instance, like the speakers. If you want to see, these 5 and you don't want to see those 15 or whatever, you just put a little star next to the 5 that you want, and it's going to pop up and notify you. This one that you were interested in starting in 5 minutes or now, and whatever. And you just click on the link and go right into it and watch the speech,
30
if it doesn't
days,
interest you, we even
or,
go back
or
to the
you do
show
it like a podcast, like we all listen to podcasts while we're working. Then you take the next month and you listen to a speaker or 2 a day while you're doing a dent and like you're used to doing, and being a fly on the wall and just taking it all in, and maybe listen to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, really get it down to the point of bringing yourself to that next level and to really give back. And one thing really important to know is this $35 price point, you guys, doesn't even really pay for the platform. It is such a low number. And now MTE, I don't know if you've heard this, Ryan, but MTE got involved and they said, you know what, we back you guys. We think it's amazing. Anybody that buys a $35 ticket, we're going to give 25% off to the next MTE in Vegas for the ticket, right? So some people have been coming in like, oh, why would you do this to them? And we don't want to do an in-person show. We actually want to help them, and they know we want to help them. We want to get more people at MTE next time. So it's not anything to do with any of that or a reaction, like Dave said, to that. We wanted to do this a long time ago to just kind of, the people overseas to come over here to be $1,000 or $2 to maybe a couple more grand. And now what are they going to buy? $500 worth of tools? Now they can look at it from their own deal. They can get all this incredible information, bop into the best tool companies in the world, and actually buy these tools. And we've added a little spice to it. Every 25th ticket out of the small, cheap $35 buy-in fee here, guys, it gets you all of it. We are taking the 25th guy and giving like $175 to $250 worth of tools that Dave and I are going to reach into that $35 that's been paid forward and buy those tools from the vendors that we have and exhibitors that we have in the room. So we're giving back to those people immediately. It's the way it's going. It's probably going to in for about no charge, really, and to be just really showing their wares off. So we could have structured this completely differently, but we thought we'd really get your attention and put it on such a cheap level that no one would have an excuse not to buy a ticket, really. And we're hoping we didn't get a big communication, right? Like maybe we should have said 250 and we'd be getting more people because they think it'd be worth more. That's not our point, right?
Brian Mills just got one. Thank you, Brian. So we hope that the $35 doesn't send the wrong message that the value is not there. We tried to price it basically free. If you go in and buy some tools, the savings you're going to save on one purchase from one vendor covers your cost. If you learn anything from any of the speakers, you cover your costs. And it's literally, I predict, guys, just prepare helping the presenters work on their dream talks. I learned stuff that, like I say, I didn't know for 20 years. And, I'm a hail guy, and Paul Corden taught me something that who knows how many tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, I've left on the table over the decades, just because I never thought of doing it that way.
Yeah.
It was a little counterintuitive from the way we would normally think, and same with Clifton's idea today, Don. I mean, I was like, ooh, I never thought of doing that.
Yeah. It just blows my mind how much we're missing. And I had so much fun with Paul Corden and Clifton and Ray and all of us when we were doing Hail at Dentcraft, for a couple summers in a row there. And it's like, oh my gosh, like we were leaving so much on the table, But what I love about this, guys, it doesn't matter if you're a wholesale guy, a retail guy, if you're just doing a route guy, if you're doing service, whatever your deal is, there's guys speaking on all these genres, and no one's going to be talking about the same thing. It's very important to us to get these things honed in, and everybody's just bringing these nuggets that we're all like, they can't even get their idea out. We're on like a Zoom meeting, like, what? You know, I mean, we're going to have hundreds of hours of trying to get everything because we want to stop everybody because we're learning together. And that's how it is, you know. I mean, I train guys and sometimes in the first week, the guy can't even take out a dent yet. And he'll say, can I do this? And I'm like, oh my God, that's brilliant. I think we all need to keep our minds open to everything. And these guys are bringing the juice. I'm just so proud to be in the room with them. And we want you all there. Just go buy a $35 ticket. I mean, you're gonna thank us later, and you're gonna come all way ahead on this deal. So
now with the vendors, I've got one question here. When they come in, is it more interactive? You know, they're going to be going through what tools are new. Are they kind of going to be saying, okay, you know, this is something new, or is it something to where some of these guys can say, hey, how about that door lord that is not a new tool? Is that something that they're going to be able to do, is kind of go into and really ask questions about their tools? Or is it they're giving a presentation just
no, it's going to be casual. It's going to be whatever they want. Like Glexo's not going to be live. They're in Russia. It's the middle of the night. They're spending a lot of time now making sure their videos are perfect and answer all the questions beautifully, so everybody can just go into their booth. So again, it's whatever the vendor exhibitor wants to do. You know me, I'm going to be an idiot in there. I'm going to be pitching and laughing and making fun of my stuff, and I'll show you whatever you want to see and stuff. So each different company is going to do different things. I would imagine somebody like Anson, and I haven't talked to Christina and all them yet, but I would imagine that they'd rotate through and you know, and have Craig on there for a bit, Christina go on there, Vince go on there, like everybody just kind of rotate through. You know, maybe even Biggs will be on there and stuff. Chris, you know, who knows how they're going to do it, but yeah, it's going to be. The beauty of it also is that the exhibitors don't have to load up their stuff and decide what they're taking and what they're leaving and all that, and drive it to a destination. It's in their own backyard. It's in their shops most of the time. So they'll have everything right there. If you say, hey, you know what? I had this tool years and years ago. Nobody's talked about it, whatever you describe it. They'll be like, oh yeah, this, they'll go grab it and show you, you know. So it's going to be really,
like,
you know,
being there really will. I mean, it's such an incredible platform. It blows my mind.
I think it'll be easier for those vendors because they're not traveling. They don't have to. They have weeks to set up, and you know.
And you know, the education room.
And with that, things don't show up when they're supposed to, and all that.
Right,
so.
Yeah. The education room alone, guys, and you guys probably know this, but it's usually like $100, and you're usually lucky to get in like 2 speeches, and now it's 35, and you're spending an extra night in a hotel, right? Coming in a little early and having some drinks and dinner, and pretty soon the education day is $500. But it's for $35, you get these 21 guys. I just saw Randy asked about the. Looks like
can I answer that real quick?
Yes, please.
Can we watch them sequentially, or do the times overlap? Some of the times they're going to overlap, but I would recommend not doing them sequentially anyway. Pick and choose your favorites and go in and watch those live so you get the most out of it, and you can ask the questions you want to watch, and then enjoy the show, enjoy the networking, enjoy the lounge, and then go back the next day or 2 days later or 2 weeks later and catch the ones that you didn't catch. Anything you do when you're staring at a screen for too many hours, you're going to want to pull your hair out. I get that. Trust me. Like we understand this when we built this. That's why, and that's part of the reason why the show floor hours, we could have it midnight to midnight. We're not going to kill everybody. That's too tough to be on your game, talking and answering questions like that on a screen. Can we do it in person? Yeah. There's all the commotion from the crowd, and you're yelling and the adrenaline's pumping and all that. We're lacking a little of that. So we shorten the window so that it forces more of that. So again, like you can sit down there and watch it like you're binge watching Netflix and see every speaker and take your notes and all that if that's what you want to do. But again, I'd advise take breaks. Go watch a speaker or two, watch 3 or 4 in a row. Go out and do something different, you know, maybe even leave the platform completely and go have lunch, you know, and this guy's going to be doing everything. Some guys are going to pop in for an hour just because they're, you know, on vacation and stuff. You know, we get it. You know, if you're on a beach, go enjoy the beach. Okay. When you're back in town, you know, it's going to be there. So again, I'd focus on the 4 hours of the trade show would be my advice. So you're not missing the vendors and the live showing off of tools and new products and all that. And again, the speakers that, when you see their topic and you're like, that's going to change my life, be present for that one. If you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm interested in that. I don't know if it really applies to me, but I want to check it out. Check it out later, maybe, or see it live. It's up to you. Everybody's going to be different, and that's the cool part is you can do this however you want to do it. And again, that's why we have the access for 30 days after.
So Josh is asking, how many vendors are on board?
We've got about a dozen of the big ones. Yeah, right at a dozen right now. And like I said, there's a lot more that are interested. We have talks with some of the big ones and a lot of the smaller ones and stuff like that.
Set up in the
we
next,
just, we haven't trusted to let anybody on our team talk to these people. I mean, these are people we love and care about and known for decades. We want to be the ones talking to them, and so we're setting up Zooms and talking to them as quickly as we can and stuff. But it's tough to schedule this many meetings and fit them in a day and stuff. So
I think you'll pick up some more vendors closer too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
because right now you're getting more of the details out about the the event. I feel like there's more information coming out in the last couple weeks because it's such a new thing. People don't. They don't know.
It's the first of its kind. We almost understand a little bit of the disconnect, and we just feel like we needed to kind of retell the story on how simple it's going to be. Just show up that day, go in. I love what Cliff just said a few minutes ago. He said, he's going to be there all day for Excalibur with Rick. And, and of course, John Vadine's going to be there as well. And, in his booth with Dent Reaper. And I'm going to let them guys do that for my shop. And I'm going to be there answering questions. It's really going to be a lot like we're sitting here with you. I mean, it is going to be that simple. And I think people are a few guys that have called personally and said, why have you bought a ticket? And then I explained it to them before I'm even off the phone. Oh my God, I just bought a ticket. I didn't get it. I think they were a little, like Dave said, I think we're not all super tech savvy, but all you need is a phone. You're going to get such incredible stuff. And what I love about all the vendors, guys, is we all know we want to hold a tool in our hand. We know that, but the vendors are doing something that they know they should have been doing forever. And they're reinvesting a little bit of time right now in making videos on all of those things. You know how when you go to a catalog and you see a bunch of tools that look the same, you're like, I'm just going to buy one of those because those aren't going to work that way. And then you see a guy that's out there that actually does a video on that tool and you're like, I need that. That's what we need to see. We need to know why that tool is being used, what it's for. We're still being able to be visual here, and we're all visual buyers. So that's going to just up their whole game. And like Lexo, they're not even worried, like Dave mentioned, that they're not going to be there live. They've got so many great videos to show every single thing that they have. They're going to sell a ton of stuff, so it's just absolutely amazing is if you can see it and everything else, that's the next best thing of being there. And of course, with this year, we just really want to give back to these poor vendors and the exhibitors that really deserve our love, because we wouldn't be making the big money without them. And we have to remember that. And that's one thing that Dave and I learned in all our business goings is making a blueprint and working backwards and understanding business like I've never seen it before in my whole life. It's just so plainly now. We have to help bring it and visualize it and bring it to that next level. And then, raising tides raise all ships, as we say. So I think it's just incredibly important that we all get there and do it. And this isn't obviously a get rich thing for Dave and I. And I hope people understand that at $35 and giving away the tools, and then the extra money is going to the freaking platform. It's not about that at all. So
we're losing a ton on this first one. We can just tell you, like, there's no chance possible, even if this thing catches fire, that we're breaking even on it. So don't think it's about that. That's not what we're doing this for.
No.
We're doing this to, again, elevate everybody. And it's not the in-person against the online or whatever. No, we want to fill up Anson's open house coming up. I've got my tickets. Don's got his. We're going to be there. We want to see you guys there. Okay. We'll MTE Vegas. We're going to have 2 booths there. We want to see you all there. We want to, it's about working together and helping each other. And that's what's been amazing, especially the exhibitors that that jumped on board right away and everything. It's amazing what they're doing to help us. And again, I feel bad because the industry hasn't seen it yet, but it's like, we have 20,000 of these postcards. They're being printed now. They're going to be going out all over Europe and Australia and all over the US, obviously, and everything. So you're going to be seeing those like crazy. Like our ads are just getting ready to start launching and stuff. So we know we've been a well-kept secret, and apologize for that. But again, it's just we're going as fast as we can, but we want to do everything at a super high level. We don't want to just roll out crap. We want to really do everybody right on this. And I've seen behind the curtains. I put my name on it. We're doing it right. You guys are going to love it. I can't even imagine somebody saying, "Oh, I didn't learn anything from that." Like, you need to be a checkup from the neck up if that's the case. They say. So, and then the deals and the specials and everything. Like, I don't know what Edgy's going to be doing, but I know we're going to do free shipping specials, and I know we're going to have some special promos. I'm hoping to have tools that aren't available anywhere else. Don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off yet or not. Still working on some stuff there. But I know all the vendors are excited and doing special things and everything. So it's just been amazing, the cooperation and the support, and especially like the first 100 guys that signed up. You guys didn't know anything, like that amount of trust. I'm here for you forever. Like that's, and again, I'm neurotic. There's never been an Edgy Tools order that or a dream order that came through that I didn't stop what I was doing and look at the name and see who it was and stuff. And I just get the biggest kick out of that, and stuff. So it's amazing. And like Don said earlier, like I'm surprised that the people I've never heard of and that I'm not Facebook friends with and don't know them are outweighing the guys that we do know.
Yeah,
which is surprising. And I think I think a lot of it is the social media. A lot of guys, aren't on Facebook or aren't on as much. And that's where we've been doing our promotions and stuff. So now that Mobile Tech RX is going to be doing a lot on other platforms to help us out with promotion, and so is Anson and A1 and stuff like that. So it's going to snowball, and it's going to grow really fast. And it already is. Like the number of signups every day at the beginning versus now are not even comparable. So we know we're starting to get the word out, but we need every single one of you. So it's not enough to just buy your ticket, which we love you and thank you for that. You're helping yourself and you're helping the industry, but reach out to some other people and get them to buy their ticket too. Like I even told one of my coaching clients, I told him buy a ticket for all your competitors in your area. He's new to the area. And I'm like, buy them all a ticket, If you're a hero to them, but they go on, they learn, and they have fun and have great deals and whatever, they're gonna reciprocate that. They're gonna remember who did that for them.
Joshua's got a great question here, and yes, there is. You might not have been on. I thought you were, Joshua, but every 25th guy that buys a ticket is going to win $175 to $250 worth of merchandise from the vendors that are already in the room. And
thanks,
so
Hassan.
Be buying from them and giving these back to you, but there's going to be a lot of other prizes too. So
I was going to say, let's go into the gamification just a little bit. Again, awesome. I don't want to spoil it, but there's going to be a lot of things where there's a point system.
Tons of giveaways.
And so if you watch this speaker start to finish, you're going to get this many points. If you visit this booth and download this, this guide or whatever, you're going to get this many points. If you win the drinking game, you get this many points. Like there's going to be all these different things that you get points, and then there'll be prizes given out. And Anson's going to be giving all the prizes and handling that for the show, which is just amazing, like mind blown, and it's going to be really good stuff and everything. So, and I've got, a room full of stuff that we're giving out. So it's going to be amazing. So.
Give.
Now,
everybody's going to
where can guys sign up? Where's the
dentrepair.com? And thank you for saying that. I'm like, geez, we've been rambling and haven't even mentioned that. So just go to dentrepair.com, click on the attendees button, and you check out right there. It takes 2-3 minutes. It's as easy as buying toothpaste or something online, whatever. Go in there, put in we do need your name, your address, and your email address. The email address is so you can get that magic link so you can get into the show without any passwords or anything. And then the mailing address is if you win something, we can ship it to you. And then the phone number is if there's a problem with shipping or anything like that or whatever. So that's what's required. But again, just you buy anything from anybody online, that's what's required. Simple. Just thanks for posting that. Right. So dentrepair.com. Click on the attendee link and check out. And you can do it right now and be back to the show in a minute and a half, something, and not miss a thing. So,
what's crazy is Wednesdays goes to $70, guys. So it is important that you do it right away. 70 is still going to be a hell of a buy, but we'd love to have you on the early bird specials. And that goes for the exhibitors that might be watching too, because it's going to go up again because we have to pay more because this is an advancement of what we're doing with this platform that we found. And I think it's important to talk about this platform a little bit. This wasn't something we just went and found. We were able to go through years, about a year ago, and interview a bunch of these platforms and look at them and see what they had. And it was really interesting because this platform really stuck out and we really enjoyed them. And we looked at them, we talked to them. And of course we heard about all of this now, and we were going to do it like in the middle of the summer. And we thought, well, we should really do this in the spring before people get into the hail season and all this stuff, just to make it maybe smoother. Right. So we called them back and they kind of giggled and they said, you guys are so lucky that we talked to you guys a year ago because everybody and their brother are trying to pull this off for their own niches. And you guys are so freaking lucky that we remember you, because we wouldn't have this platform. And this platform will blow everybody away, the ease of use and all that stuff. So thank God we were talking to them a year ago and we have this platform to bring this to everybody. So it's pretty cool.
Now, is this just for paintless dent repair, or does it benefit other auto reconditioning companies?
Right now, we're keeping it to just paintless dent repair. If other vendors want to approach us, that we're not opposed to that, but we know I'm a PDR tech. That's what I want to see pretty much. But yeah, if other, and that's, like I said, we don't even have enough time to reach out to all the PDR companies. So yeah, if we haven't reached out to you personally, my apologies. It's not because you're not important and we don't love you. It's just, like I say, it's Don and I making the calls, and we're usually, when we do the Zooms, it's both of us. Robert's on there, and they take probably an hour sometimes. And so we just can't do many of those, in a day, and then with scheduling and all that. So again, if you want to be an exhibitor, just reach out, and we're also doing some other stuff for some of the smaller exhibitors that may not be able to swing a full booth and stuff like that. So if you're in that kind of situation, reach out to us, and we've got some other ways that Don and I are paying for part of your booth. So just, I don't want to go into too much detail there, but yeah, if anybody wants to have a booth or exhibit and didn't get the invitation, nothing personal, please reach out to us.
No, Randy's asking.
Randy, you're right.
Clarify.
Yep. So you bought your ticket. You don't have to do anything. The email address that you use to check out will send you an email the day before and the day of the show. Both of them will have that magic link. You'll literally just click on the enter the show button and you'll be in the show. No passwords, no nothing, as long as you go that way.
Pretty slick, yeah.
So, yep.
It's exciting. I think it's exciting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Something new. And like I said, a lot of it, I think a lot of guys, you see people have signed up just from this. I think the explanation of exactly what is going on there helps. You know what I mean? I think at the very end, because we're all car guys, and like I said earlier, anything with cars is last minute.
It really is.
It's part of it, dude.
So funny, crazy, isn't it?
It is what it is. So I think it's at the very end, you're going to have a huge reach of people that sign up, even with the different pricing, and it's such a crazy year. It's been, I feel like everything has been last minute because you never knew what was going to happen. If you were booking a trip, you wanted to wait till the last minute. If you were doing an event, you wanted to wait for the last minute. So I think you guys are going to see a big, increase.
Yeah, and especially on the attendee side, even if you wait till the day of the damn show, which I hope nobody does because you're going to give me a heart attack, but $100 for like Don's wife said the other day, $100 for a dent guy is not going to be the end of the world. They're not going to hate me because they spent 100 versus 70 or 35. So
they're going to call and
that
ask
kind of
where
put
we
me at
can
ease a
send the
little
rest
bit.
of the money, because they're going to come away with so much knowledge that it's just going to be ridiculous.
It really is. Like it's, and we're being careful not to let certain things out of the bag and stuff. We want some surprises in there and some, oh wow, some moments and everything. We don't want everybody to, if I showed a tour of the whole show and showed you exactly what it's going to be like, it kind of takes some of the mystery out of it and stuff. So we'll be showing more of it and sneak peeks and stuff like that, and some teaser videos and stuff like that on the presentations and stuff. So you're going to see a lot more of it, especially probably about 2 weeks from now, a month before the show, that you're probably going to get sick of seeing stuff.
You'll see every guy that's going to be a speaker, basically with what they're going to be talking about, with basically just not about what they're talking about, but a title of what they're going to be bringing to the table.
Thanks, James.
And stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool.
Now, if you go from start to finish on the event, how long is that?
So we're trying to figure it out. We might do. We're trying to figure it out so that it's acceptable, it's enjoyable for other countries as well, without killing anybody, basically. So we don't know when the first speaker is going to start, and we don't know when the last speaker is going to go yet. That's what I'm working on this week and next. And we just, like I said, I had a Zoom call with 10 of them today, and I've got more Zoom calls set up with the other ones and one-to-one calls and stuff. Once we have the full itinerary, we're going to have the time slots to make sure it's convenient for everybody and stuff. But we know there's certain things we know, like during the 4 hours of the show, those speakers are going to have less of an audience. So like we got to figure out who's going to be there and what. And it would make sense for Don and I to be in 2 of those slots, but Don and I also have booths that the other speakers don't. So there's just a lot of those things that smarter people than us are trying to help us figure out. And we'll figure it out. So what's that?
It is going to be open all day, though, to give you an answer.
From midnight to midnight, it's going to be
amazing.
Open.
So we're going to have John.
You'll be able to
drinking room, and he's going to be the virtual bartender, and you'll be able to jump off and do different things with different guys if you want to bully with some guys, and we're just going to be able to jump around. It's mind blowing how simple you can just go do stuff. Yeah.
And we're also going to have other lounges also that are non-drinking, and there'll be a hail lounge and a retail shop lounge to where just like-minded individuals can go in there and meet each other and help each other out. I love more than anything the retail shop guys helping each other out, because they're not, unless they're in St. Louis, they're usually not on the opposite corner of the street. They're usually way far apart. And so what works at one works for the other, and there's no competition there. And they just, again, that rising tides raises all ships. Like those guys exponentially level up when they chat, and just like, Matt Moore was, dropping knowledge bombs today about, knock me out of my seat with some of the stuff he was saying. I was like, wow, so again, we'll have, different lounges like that where people can go and just meet other people. We'll have a hail one, a retail one. There'll be the drinking lounge, and John Vadine's going to be the bartender in there. And if you haven't met him, he's a cut up. I'm edgy and I'm nervous. Come out of his mouth.
I would be plenty of core going on.
So
I say Steven has a question here as well.
Yeah, we're going to have a drinking game that's PDR related and stuff. It's going to be fun,
So yes,
what was that question?
Steven is asking, are the vendor videos still available after, or are they for 30 days as well? Everything's going to be for 30 days.
Yeah.
And we want to
only the live stuff won't be there. Right. And the lounges will probably be
all their videos, everything that they come to the table with will be there. It's that good. It really is.
Yeah.
We couldn't have designed it any better, than it is. It's just, we're just mind blown. And we took every option that this platform had to offer. We're like, yes, let's give it. So it's pretty awesome.
Now,
and there were, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, there were other platforms we looked at that looked really cool at first sight. And then we figured out, yeah, that's a little gimmicky and stuff. Like one of them that I was blown away with at first, you had a little cartoon avatar and you literally walked from booth to booth. And then we were like, well, that's going to be cool the first or second time. And after that, it's going to get real annoying. So again, we opted out of all that kind of frilly stuff and made it just super simple. So if you're, like I always tease Don that, his VCR must be blinking 12 o'clock because he's got trouble getting on some of these Zooms and mic's not working. And we all have troubles from now and then and whatever. But it's literally anybody can do it. Even if you've never Zoomed before or done Facebook Live or any of that stuff, it's literally log onto the website and you're going to know what to do. You're going to know exactly where you want to go. And it's going to be literally just click of a button. Like we've done the Apple thing where we've removed everything that's not needed. So it's just streamlined. It's going to be, so don't think it's this big techie thing or whatever. And we always say is you want an internet connection, but even if you don't have that, just know your streaming's going to probably cut out on some of the live video and stuff. If you're on a beach using your cell phone, you can still do it, but you might have some interference or whatever. So, but again, any device, phones, tablets, computers, whatever.
So Wednesday is the cutoff for the price increase?
Yeah.
Or
the 17th. So a month before, Wednesday at midnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now's the time to get in for sure.
Yeah, $35. And then what does it go to? 75, you said?
It goes to 70, I believe, and then it goes to 90, 99 at the day of the show. So, but again, even you're not getting screwed if you paid 99. So if you missed the 35 and you didn't see this video for 2 weeks, don't get upset. It's like I said, we have hosted a lot of masterminds and stuff where the ticket's 1,000, 2,000, even up to 10,000 before. I think this is going to provide more value, to be honest. Just knowing what we're providing here, it's phenomenal. So again, even if you didn't see this till the day of the show and you paid the $99, you didn't get screwed. You got a hell of a deal. Okay, so just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and then some of the vendors, I'll just say real quickly. I know Excalibur and a few other ones. They have got so much money into making their tools, and they're already at a good price point. I know that they'll probably try to help out on something else, but it's not going to be like one of those deals like it's too good to be true, because they're being sold out every week anyway. And I believe that like those types of companies deserve every dime for their tools anyways, but we're just trying to find a better platform for them. And I know that's really what it's all about. But a lot of them are going to come with some incredible value deals, free shipping, different things. And I think they're free shipping, guys, just so everybody knows and no one's disappointed. I don't know what your reach is, Ryan, but it's probably pretty big. That's for the States. They'll do free shipping to the States. That just has to be out there. It's the only thing we're talking about this. Like, what disclaimer do we have to come with? Really nothing except that, because everything else is going to be just bombs away. And
just like any show, all discounts and specials are up to the exhibitor at the booth. So for Edgy Tools, I'm going to do free shipping in the US and discounted shipping or a free product for international, because we know international shipping sucks. For anybody that doesn't know about this, it's 10 times harder. It costs way more. There's hassles. You never know if you're going to get hit with duties on the other end or this or that. And it takes just forever. It's a nightmare. And luckily, knock on wood, we've got a system that's delivering really fast and stuff, and very accurately. But it's different for every vendor and stuff. So each vendor is going to have different stuff that they're doing. Some might not have any deals. That's up to them. It's one of those things. If you don't have a deal, you might not sell as much. If you have a deal, you sold more, but did you make as much? It's all up to each individual company what they're going to do. But they all know. I mean, we're not idiots. It's a show. It's a special. You got to do something special, And again, it's a way of gaining new customers. And I'm talking with my Edgy Tools hat on right now. It's a way for me to gain new customers that didn't know about me before, to see not only my products, but my personality, see the guy behind this, the tools and everything. And that's what I think this past year is done. I know for me, like I always say, I'm at least 10,000 hugs shy. Like I miss seeing all you guys. I miss seeing the techs in person and goofing around with you guys and all that. Like, and you don't see, like, you probably see the alligator more than you see me anymore, you know, which is great as long as you're seeing my stuff. But again, you know, it's just a way you can look into the owner's eyes. You can see what they're doing. You can see the love and dedication they put into that, and you know, into the products and everything else. And I will say this too, that I know that a lot of companies have developed a lot of products this past year, probably more so than normal. So there is a lot of products that guys just aren't aware of. And I'll say this again, is if you've got the old dinosaur guy, which we all have working in our area, get him on this thing. He's going to level up his game. He's going to buy new tools. He's going to learn how to, you know, if you're trying to charge $200 for a starting dent and he's charging $50, he's hurting you. If you make him come and he sees a presentation that opens his eyes that, you know, he's not going to be able to retire and he's going to be pushing dents till the day he dies and everything, he's going to shift the way he operates business, and that's going to help you. Again, that rising tides raises all ships. So the dinosaur that doesn't have new tools and he's not using estimating softwares and everything else, like, get him to come, you know. So like I told my coaching clients the other day, it's the best $35 you can spend to buy your competitors a ticket. You know, I firmly believe that.
Your prices are higher. Your prices are higher. You're looking more like you're unified and
it's consistency.
Everybody makes more money. I don't care that you don't like the guy. Maybe if you're both making $150 for that dent, it's kind of a cool sending you a virtual hug, Dave. I love it.
Awesome.
So, you know, it's really funny. And you know, Craig, I'll let Dave explain it, but this is kind of a crazy deal. Like, you know, only the people that buy, you know, basically from him.
Let me say it.
No, I got it now, I think, but go ahead.
No, you don't. You started it wrong.
No,
go ahead, try it.
I'm good. He can tell me if I'm wrong, right? So
go ahead.
There's only and I love that I say it wrong. That's the funniest thing between him and I.
I do too.
Craig was telling me, you were with me that night, Ryan, actually. We were at the Anson Farms. We were at their house and we were having a good time. It was that day we saw that really wrecked white hail car that was just beat to hell, looked like someone just totaled it, right? And he had said something really interesting. He said, you know, only about of all the people that Anson sells to as a whole, there's only about 5% of those people that are actually on social media. The other 95% of those people, they aren't even on any kind of social media at all. You know, they don't even believe in it. They buy through an email from them. And that's where we wanted to try to reach more people by going to Fender Bender and going to Auto Body News and reaching out to these Votechs and these body shops and these people that really have never heard of them before, so we can get more people in the room for the vendors and for all of us and try to lift us all up in a different way, because we feel like we know everybody, but guess what? That's only 5% of us that are on social media. So we have a pretty big world over here that never sees us, right? So did I explain that okay?
Yep, you said it perfect that time.
So it's bizarre. It's a head scratcher to me. I always thought that we were all in here together, but no.
It's such a small representation.
So
you know, and it's most of the in-person events are a representation of that social media, because that's how you hear about it and see about it. You know, the guys that aren't on any social media and everything are usually. It's just like me. When I first started Dents, I was on an island. There was nobody I could reach out to. I didn't know about Doording.com back in the day, and there was no YouTube or Facebook or any of that nonsense or whatever. Like, there was literally, I learned in school, and then I was on my own, figure it out, you know. And unfortunately, 20 years later, there's still guys that think that's the case. You know, and they don't know about all these great tool companies and all the latest tools and techniques, and they figure, well, I'm using this, and this was my grandpa's dolly, my Nanu. that always stays on my desk. But they're like, I can bang a dent out with this. What do I need anything new and shiny for? Well, because it's ergonomic, it's correct. You'll do a better job in half the time. Like I don't need to
Your
preach
body's
it.
going to thank
Like,
you. It's going to be
the lighting alone, the transitions it's done. I love the story. I was working with my buddy Larry Poole in a body shop. It was 2003. They had a big Dallas storm or something, and we were using these big old lights, spray painted yellow, fluorescent tubes and everything. And he unveiled one of the first, ultralights that I'd ever seen. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And what'd you spend on that? And, $450 or something, and I was like, you spent $450 on a light, and I read him the riot act, you idiot, whatever. And he took it. We were buddies, just like I was just ribbing Don, rib each other, whatever. And he goes to lunch and he swings that light over the roof I was working on and pushed my light out of the way and says, why don't you use this while I'm gone? And I pushed through lunch. I was a maniac back then and whatever. And they all went to lunch and everything. He comes back from lunch. He's like, hey, how many did you go? Do you have a light coming? I go, no. He goes, you don't? And I go, no, I have two coming. I was told. And then we made the same jump to, Bill Hewlett, I think, was the first LED that I saw, Pro PDR. And, that was another huge jump, and stuff. So, and it's just amazing where, to cut to the chase, the tools and technology today are so exponentially better than what we're using decades ago. But even 2 years ago doesn't hold up to what we have today. Like it's evolving faster. I mean, and there's brilliant minds working on stuff all day, every day. And so I don't see that trend stopping. I see it getting better and better and better. And it needs to, with the way that cars are constantly evolving. Yeah. You're working on a Tesla is not like working on a 92 Corolla. Taurus or whatever. Yeah, 86 Corolla is a better example. I don't know why I said Taurus, probably because those damn things still haunt me. That curved out.
Taurus in the stables. Oh my God, those stables and Tauruses suck so bad.
Oh, and stuff. So it's that's a long rant and whatever, but kind of off topic. But again, everything's changing or whatever. So if you've got that dinosaur in your town, get him to come to this so he can see that things are different and life can be better for him too. And again, if you help him, it's going to help you. So again, just that's all we ask. Grab your ticket and then convince some other people. Show them and everything. And again, it's you're going to learn a lot. You're going to have a good time. You're going to see some new stuff. That's all I can say.
We want to see you there, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep. Yeah.
You got to go to dentrepair.com before Wednesday to get the deal.
Yeah.
Or the lower price, not really the deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just do it. At $35.
Yep.
I haven't signed up either, so I can't even talk shit myself. Yeah. So,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, where's my
you know what I mean?
friend? Like, I've even called a few of you guys out. I've picked up the phone. And I'm like, what the F? Why haven't you got your ticket? This or that. I can say this. Out of every single conversation I've had one-on-one, and I've had hundreds of them, every single guy has bought except for one. And he had a good excuse. He said, well, I'm on an island and I don't push dents anymore. I'm 100% retired.
Oh, yeah.
Can't argue with that.
That's a good one. That's
a sure can't.
So every other person bought a ticket after I was able to explain it a little more and stuff like that. So
at $35, I said this to someone actually earlier today. And I said at $35, that was lunch at the last MTE. It was a $35 cheeseburger. You know what I mean? At that price point, you can't go wrong. And at the end of the day, at $35 or even at $100, what are you going to lose?
Yeah.
What are you going to lose there?
So you're going to come away with so much knowledge.
And it's me and Don. If you go there and absolutely hate it and think we scammed you, reach out to us. We'll make it right. Like, nobody's going to think that. Not one person. No. So
I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm glad we could get some explanation out there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us on and giving us this opportunity. And thanks for all the guys commenting. I know I didn't catch all of them, but and I don't know where to reply to them or anything on this platform, but you guys are amazing. So thanks for tuning in and everything else, and thanks for all the guys that bought tickets while we were watching. I love that, and like I say, I print them out, and I learn you. I mean, you get on my radar. Like that's it's just something I've always done. Like I say, with Edgy and with Dream now and stuff, and it's. One thing on closing is I'll say, like, and we get excited. I'll be talking to Robert. I'll be like, "Oh, did you see how many dreams we sold?" And I love that because we're selling dreams. Like, we're literally, if you come to this, you're going to transform. We want everybody to reach their full potential and have what they want out of life. And that's, some of the speakers are going to be talking about this a little bit. We all get into business for ourselves, for freedom and for financial stability and all this. And somewhere along the way, we give all that up, and it gets way harder, and this is going to be some ways to poke your head above again and work on your business instead of in it. And just, have your dream life. That's what we want for everybody. That's what, it's what it's about. I mean, so that's
one thing I want to explain to them real quick that I noticed.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect example of the amount of attention to detail that's going into this. You sent me some photos to build the thumbnail for this show. I posted it. And Robert sent me a message almost immediately and said, I need you to change the background color on this logo because it's not right.
And Robert's our IT guy, so everybody's thinking, who's this Robert guy?
Just the little bit of detail there. So that'll tell you how much of attention to detail. And I work with Robert on my website stuff, and I already know.
How long have you known Robert?
Been 3 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be at least that. Yeah.
So I think it'll be good. I mean, I talked to Robert the other day, and he's like, "Man, I'm going through this stuff now." It's he's always going, but I think the amount of detail.
He's great accent.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. All you guys watching, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you could get some info and. dentrepair.com. Sign up.
Awesome.
Come sign up today, guys. Come grab a ticket. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Keep it real, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Awesome.
All right.
Bye.